Call Yahweh Bashem Mashiach Yahushai. Barakatah to the Father of lights, peace and power. To the Son of the kingdom, Yahweh Shai. Peace and power to the throne of King David, and peace and blessings to you out there, Royal House. I want to talk about wisdom. Wisdom. All right. And trust me, a lot of people think they have it, and they don't. All right. They don't. All right. I believe it's Hosea 4:6 that says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. All right. So there's a difference between wisdom and knowledge. Knowledge basically is just knowing something, knowing information. All right. Maybe you're good in history or math or whatever. All right. That's one thing. But you, if you don't have knowledge, the Bible says you'll be destroyed. But there's something you have to have along with knowledge. You can't just know a thing. You have to have wisdom. All right. So knowledge is the car, wisdom is the steering wheel. All right. Let me get a definition of what wisdom is. Wisdom encompasses the ability to make sound judgments based on knowledge and experience, coupled with insight and understanding. It's a combination of intellectual capacity and practical application, often associated with good decision making and discernment. All right. So, here's some more key aspects of wisdom. Wisdom is built upon a foundation of knowledge and lived experience. Right. Wise individuals are adept at evaluating situations, making reasoned decisions, and considering potential consequences. Wisdom involves understanding the deeper meaning and nuances of situations, often going beyond surface level observations. Wisdom requires not just knowing facts, but also understanding how they relate to each other and to the world. Wisdom is not just about knowing, it's about using knowledge effectively in real world situations. Wise people often demonstrate emotional maturity, self-awareness, and the ability to navigate complex emotions and relationships. Wisdom is associated with the ability to consider multiple perspectives, be open to new ideas, and understand the experiences of others. Wise individuals can handle ambiguity and change with composure, recognizing that not all situations can be perfectly controlled. Wisdom is not about having all the answers, but about accepting the uncertainty of life and learning from experience. Wisdom involves finding equilibrium between different aspects of life, such as work, relationships, and personal well-being. All right? So, what does the Bible have to say about wisdom? All right? Let's go to Job 26, verse 3. Thou hast counseled him that have no wisdom. And how hast thou plentifully declared the thing as it is? Proverbs 4:7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. Ecclesiastes 8:1. Who is as the wise man, and who knoweth the interpretation of a thing? A man's wisdom maketh his face to shine, and the boldness of his face shall be changed. All right. So, in this day and age of wickedness, wisdom is the principal thing. All right. Wisdom is the principal thing. This is what makes the difference between those that are here and those that are not. All right. Those that are stable in this time and those that are unstable. Wisdom is knowing when, not only what to do, but when to do it and how to do it, where to do it. All right. It would be better to have wisdom, all right, than knowledge if you had to decide between the two. Wisdom is a guide. It guides you through different situations that you can find yourself in. And wisdom can keep you from getting killed. All All right? Wisdom could keep you from getting killed. It could keep you from suffering loss. I just went out the other day. I told y'all I drove all the way down to West LA to get me some crab legs, right? So I'm sitting in the car, and yeah, I was there for about 25 minutes. I was waiting for the place to open. I didn't feed the meter, right? I didn't know the parking enforcement was watching me. You know, Judite. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, she was pissed off. I could tell she's having a bad day. She walked right up to this window right here and saw me in there and put her hands up like this. So, you know, I rolled the window down. So how you doing? She said, you need to feed the meter. You can't park for free. I mean, she just started like nutting up, right? She was hot. And I said I was getting out. She said, no, you wasn't. No, you wasn't. You wasn't finna feed no meter. 3 cars that pulled out of here. 3 cars that pulled out while you sitting in there. I mean, she just going ballistic, right? So I had to use a little wisdom, man. I did. You know? So once she got through, once she got through barking my ass down, barking, I didn't get out the car, man, and start flaring up and shit. I had the quarters in my hand, right? And she said, so I'm tired of this. You say y'all sitting here and y'all want to get mad? And you know what I said? I said, you are absolutely right. She said, and then, what? Stopped her in her tracks. I said, you absolutely right, man. I said, I should have got my lazy ass out the car and put this money in the meter. I said, but I got it right now, right? I said, look, I said, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I said, did this look like the face of a man trying to give you a hard time? I was like, cracked a smile, trying not to laugh, right? Wisdom, I didn't want that $125 ticket. I said, now look, we can do it like this. I can walk my lazy ass over there and feed the meter, or man, you can just go ahead on and write me the ticket, man. I ain't gonna even fight you. I was wrong, you know? She let me off, man. And you know what happened? I fed the meter, and then about 10 minutes later, she walked by. I said, thank you. Man, she came back and talked about another 5 minutes, you know? Apologized, like, you know, if I came off. I said, nah, man, you got a high stress job, man. I used to work for the city myself. Not as park enforcement, but all city workers get banged on, so I understand, man, you know. So she was cool about it. Let me off the hook, right? And then, of course, the motherfucking restaurant didn't open. Pissed me the fuck off. But anyway, now, nigga, I mean, I am a nigga, but I could have been like, fuck you, bitch, fuck you, bitch, fuck you, bitch. Oh, no, man, no. Talk my way right on out that ticket, man. See? If I was younger, I'd have been mad. Oh, man, you couldn't let me get out of that, man. No. You get more flies with sugar than shit. You dig? So, I got out of it, man. Them tickets, ooh. If y'all don't know about an LA fucking ticket, especially in West LA, them motherfuckers hurt. And please don't pay it. Please. All right? So, that's just an example of wisdom. Am I the wisest nigga that ever lived? No. They know how to save me a couple pennies by not letting my damn feelings get in the way. All right? And that's what happened. Y'all know what I'm saying? So, that's just one example of wisdom. I'm going to show you another one. Let's go to, going to the Apocrypha. We're going to go to 1 Maccabees, chapter 1. I'm going to read y'all a little story. Verse 27. 1 Maccabees 2 and 27. And Mattathias cried throughout the city with a loud voice, saying, whosoever is zealous of the law and maintaineth the covenant, let him follow me. So he and his sons fled into the mountains and left all that they ever had in the city. Now during this time, all right, I believe it was either Seleucus or Ptolemy. One of matter of fact, let me see. Trying to see what king it was. I think it was either Ptolemy or Seleucus or well, I have to get the king later, but he made a decree, all right, and he wanted to come down on anybody that was keeping the Most High's law, right? So if you didn't fall in line with what he wanted and sign off, he was gonna hunt you down and kill you. Now check this out. Verse 27, 1 Maccabees 2 and 27. And Mattathias cried throughout the city with a loud voice. Now Mattathias was the leader of the Maccabees, all right? Whosoever is zealous of the law and maintaineth the covenant, let him follow me. So he and his sons fled into the mountains and left all that they ever had in the city. Then many that sought after justice and judgment went down into the wilderness, so to dwell there, both they and their children and their wives and their cattle, because afflictions increased sore upon them. Now, when it was told the king's servants and the host that was at Jerusalem in the city of David that certain men who had broken the king's commandment were gone down into the secret places in the wilderness, they pursued after them a great number, and having overtaken them, they camped against them and made war against them on the Sabbath day. And they said unto them, let that which ye have done hitherto suffice, and come forth and do according to the commandment of the king, and ye shall live. But they said, we will not come forth, neither will we do the king's commandment to profane the Sabbath day. So then they gave them the battle with all speed. They jumped on their ass, right? Howbeit, they answered them not. So, when these Israelite men got jumped on, it says they answered them not. Neither cast they a stone at them, nor stopped the places where they lay hid, but said, let us die, all in our innocency. Heaven and earth shall testify for us that ye put us to death wrongfully. So they rose up against them in battle on the Sabbath day, and they slew them with their wives and children and their cattle, to the number of 1,000 people. Now, when Mattathias and his friends understood hereof, they mourned for them right sore. And one of them said to another, if we all do as our brethren have done, and fight not for our lives and laws against the heathen, they will now quickly root us out of the earth. At that time, therefore, they decreed, saying, whosoever shall come to make battle with us on the Sabbath day, we will fight against them, neither will we die, as our brethren that were murdered in the secret places. Now, it took for them, their brethren, and all of them to get slaughtered, their kids, everything, before these motherfuckers figured out that ain't what the Most High meant by keeping the law. And the same dumbass motherfuckers is out here right now. Same ones. But my question to you Pharisees is this. When all of this shit pop off, are y'all gonna fight on the Sabbath? You know you're not supposed to. No. Because if you do that, you're going along with what Yahushua said. He said, it's a good thing to do good on the Sabbath. Most High never told them not to defend themselves on the Sabbath. So what are y'all going to do? And the minute y'all pick up a gun or a rock or a knife on the Sabbath day, y'all some fucking hypocrites. Yeah. Oh, what you going to say? Well, Mattathias did it. Well, Mattathias, God didn't say it, right? The Most High didn't say it. He said perform no work. See? But you got to have the wisdom to understand what he said. You got to have the wisdom. Y'all got the knowledge, but not the wisdom. Mattathias is the one that had to say, God damn, man. Man, fuck that. We ain't finna sit here and get ran through by these heathens, man. Sabbath day, whatever day they come, we putting it down. You see, there's a difference between wisdom and knowledge. All right? And this is why here, all right, like I say, I ain't been nowhere and I'm not going nowhere. I depend on the wisdom of the Most High to lead here. Am I faultless? Do I make mistakes? We all make mistakes. All right? We all make mistakes. I am not exempt. Let me show y'all something. Somebody challenged me on that. Yahushua didn't make mistakes. Oh, yes, he did. Oh, yes, he did. Look at Hebrews chapter 5. Verse 8. Though he were a son, yet learned he obedience by the things which he suffered. And being made perfect, he became the author of eternal salvation unto all them that obey him, called to the power and high priest after the order of Melchizedek. So Yahushua learned obedience through the things that he suffered. He made big mistakes. We all have. I'm not exempt from that. I just, when I find out I did, I admit to it, and I move, and I learn from it, I grow from it, and I move on. Do you know they got people still holding shit against me right now? And you know what it is. It's the same dumbass shit. That shows me that y'all in this for the wrong reason, some of y'all. But anyway, see, wisdom is the principal thing. Some things you have to search out. Some things you have to live out. Some things you have to lose on in order to learn. You have to. You're not going to get everything right every time. All right? The key is a bought lesson beats a taught lesson any day. What does that mean? Sometimes an older man or a woman or something can try to give you some wisdom. Nah, son, nah, daughter, don't go that way. Do this, because if you do this, this will happen. There's some that'll be like, I'm gonna listen. I'm not gonna do that. And then there's some, they gotta go that route. They gotta get their head busted. All right, that's the bought lesson. The bought lesson is you want to pay for it yourself. See, and when you do that, that's the best lesson, because you have to lose something. You might lose your life, hopefully not. But when you lose, then you remember. See, it becomes crystal clear. See, I've had to learn a lot of hard lessons throughout life. And you know, my dad, may he rest in peace. All right, there was times that he would tell me things, and I just figure, he's an old man. He don't know how things are now. Oh yes, he did. And my pops could read people like a book. Like a book. I'm talking first 30 seconds. I'll watch his face. He'll go, hey, you know. That's how I knew it was cool. When he just sit there like this, I know he saw something. I just never understood how he could do it. But he was so many years ahead of me. So many years. I couldn't comprehend the wisdom he had when it came to people. He could just tell how somebody wasn't shit just by the way they walk, man. You know, them old folks like that, man, they had that wisdom, man, because of what they lost. All right. I had to get a bought lesson. You know, my demon that I was married to, the gorilla, he told me not to marry her. He told me. He took me out. Y'all done heard this story 100 times. It's going to be 101. He took me all the way out to San Pedro one day and sat with me all day and told me why I should marry. But I couldn't understand. I'm like, oh, man, he hating, man. He just want me to stay so I could take care of my mama. No. Oh, I didn't pay the cost for that. No, that wasn't it at all. He knew she wasn't shit. You know why? Because he paid the cost. My dad was married, all right? And his wife wasn't shit. And guess what? His wife, with her old ass, and my gorilla, they got along real good. And he told me this before they even met. But they were two snake-ass bitches. See? So he knew what I was getting myself into because he's seen it before. See? Pop's dead and gone now. Almost 20 years, right? But now, you know, I don't catch everybody, but I catch a lot of people. And all I do is just sit back and watch. You know? People show me who they are all the time. And I don't always let them know that I know they ain't shit. I let them get enough evidence against themselves. See? But that's wisdom. All right. I might know a thing about somebody or hear a thing, but I'm going to treat you the same until the evidence becomes so overwhelming that I don't have to ignore it anymore. You know what I mean? Because I like giving people a chance to switch directions, you know, or to change their mind or to find a better way. But sometimes it gets to the point where they just keep shitting on the carpet. Now, whatever you do outside of this body, that's on you. But I'm talking about those of y'all that are in here. You know what I mean? It takes wisdom to govern yourself. It takes wisdom to govern your life around wicked people. You got to know when to move, when to shut up, when to speak, what to say. All right? Knowledge is not enough. All right? Wisdom is the principal thing. Just like the story we just read. Look at the price that had to be paid for these men to know that that's not what the Most High meant when he said, keep the Sabbath. This is why some of y'all that was in them camps, or some of y'all that's still in there, there is no wisdom in the camps, only knowledge. There is no wisdom at all. No wisdom. There's no wisdom in these churches. None. Only knowledge. Right? Only knowledge. They know things. They got pastors that know things, all right? They got these camp leaders that know things. They got these so-called priests, bishops that know things. They know history. They know what year this happened. They know all of that. But they have no wisdom. It's not going to benefit them. Right? It's not going to benefit them. That's why he said in Hosea chapter 4, verse 6, my people, they are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Right? They know things. All right, some of them don't know nothing. And some of them know things, and they have no wisdom to guide them in what they know. You can know this Bible up and down. All right? You can know this Bible up and down. But if you might know where to find things, you might know what it says, but you don't know how to apply it to your life where you can benefit. That's why what I teach here is we got a lot of brothers in here, man. They can beat me to all these scriptures, man. They fast. Right? But they'll still go out in the world and get run over. Why? Because they don't have they lack the life experience to guide them in their decision making. You know what I mean? They don't have that. All they have is the knowledge. What happened here? What happened there? Where you can find it. They can find the scripture. And then go out there and still get caught up. Right? Wisdom is the principal thing. All right? It's the principal thing. Like I said, knowledge is the car, but wisdom is the steering wheel. Wisdom tells knowledge what to do. You can tell how silly some of these people are, man, out here in the world, because they really think they know something, and they don't. I've lasted here all these years, but nobody with the help of the Lord. Just me and him. Nobody's over me. I don't have nobody, no body I answer to, except for the Father of lights himself. That's my boss. That's who I answer to. And I am the archangel. All right. And I pray for him to continue to give me the wisdom to lead this body in the right direction. All right. I've done nothing haphazardly as far as trying to be destructive or trying to be a thorn in somebody's ass to try to be misleading or anything like that. All I've done was my best. If I mislead you, I mislead myself. And I ain't going nowhere near no hell. No kind of way. All right? So, in all you're getting, get understanding. All right? In all you're getting, get understanding. Wisdom is the principal thing. All right? So, I wanted to get that across to y'all because some of y'all make unwise decisions. Very unwise. All right? Some of the unwise things y'all do, you don't stay in this word. You treat this word like an option other than and not a priority. This word is not optional. It's priority. All right? You should be praying to the Lord every day, asking him for understanding and wisdom. How do I do this? How do I do that? All right? Your prayer and supplication, a lot of y'all got to get your weight up with that. See, you make dumbass decisions. All right. If it, it depends on what's going on in your life. Do you have the wisdom to navigate around that situation so you can benefit? Or do you get in your emotions and end up losing? Some of you done lost jobs, lost cars, lost apartments, lost opportunities that you could have had because you didn't have the wisdom on how to navigate. It ain't always time to talk. Sometimes it's time to sit down and shut the fuck up. All right? Sometimes it's not time to spend no money. Sometimes it's time to sit there and save some money or just sit on what you got and see what's going to happen. All right? That's wisdom. All right? There's many scenarios that I can name that are essential, all right, to prove whether or not wisdom is principle in your life. But it ain't for me to point it out to you, it's for you. If you want to know if you got any wisdom, look at your life right now. All right? Look at your life. Does it reflect that you have wisdom? All right? I could say, in all honesty, that mine does for me. It does for me, right? People that make unwise choices end up in bondage, right? Do you know why criminals end up in prison? Some of them have been falsely accused, man. But some of them, man, they'd have been in there. They was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Some of them hung out with people that they shouldn't have hung out with because they got in their emotions and, oh man, they let peer pressure get to them, and they ended up in a bad situation that they couldn't get themselves out of. And this is how you know if you've been operating outside the realms of wisdom. If you could look back over your life with a bunch of regrets, and if you would do things different, then wisdom was absent in your decision making. See? This life, man, is not for everybody. All right? You got to have wisdom if you call yourself a man or a woman of the Lord. And sometimes with wisdom, it comes to seeking out wise counsel. All right? Not knowledge, wisdom. The Bible don't say seek out knowledgeable counsel. It says wise, the root word in wisdom. Wise counsel, somebody that has wisdom. All right? And some of y'all need to stop giving out advice, man. Real shit. Some of y'all give horrible advice because you're speaking from emotions, all right, and not experience. So, wisdom is the principal thing. Don't overstep your bounds, all right? Let wisdom educate you first before you try to educate anybody else. Some of y'all in this body, some of you brothers in the brotherhood giving advice off of your feelings. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. Well, why? Why not? Why not? You ain't got no solid reason why. You're just in your emotions. Don't do this, don't go there, don't do that. Giving advice. And ain't got the foggiest idea what the fuck you talking about. Ain't even lined it up with scripture. Ain't even lined it up with scripture and giving any practical application or meditation on why you're telling somebody something. Shut the fuck up. Learn. Don't go for the speck in your brother's eye and you got the plank in yours. All right? Some of you women too. I ain't never seen so many women ain't got no damn man trying to tell a woman that got a man how to keep him, and you ain't got one. It's ridiculous. Girl, I wouldn't be doing that, shoot. And some of y'all, you are married, giving bad advice to the women that want one. And next thing you know, they can't get no man because they listening to your dumb ass. Girl. I ain't here to be serving nothing. I don't serve no man. Nah, that ain't me. All right. Well, the Most High say you gonna serve him. Yeah. So you giving bad advice. And if your king is dealing with that, shame on him. All right. So some of y'all, man, look, wisdom is the principal thing. Get it before you give it. All right. I don't know who this was for, but I hope you enjoyed it. All right. Barakatah to the Father of Lights. Peace and power and blessings to Yahweh Shai and to the throne of King David, and peace and blessings to you out there, Royal House. We rolling today. All right. This your King and Shepherd KD, and I'll see y'all on the next go around. KD out. Shalom.